or the restoration group. Green restoration. Why would anyone want to build another structure on planet Earth? Renovating. There's some symphonic music going on. So we can save our buildings in San Diego. Beautiful, historic, unique features. That's what I always like about them. And buildings that we're not going to demolish. But what are you doing? You're educating people on what they could do to their personal venues.
Yeah, I mean, for example, if people wanted to do a remodel or something like that to their existing home, we talk to them about different ways of remodeling it that would be green.
The windows, the doors.
Yeah, exactly. Use less energy.
Forest products.
Yeah.
Does CalMax still exist?
I've never heard of CalMax.
The materials exchange program. And if you have something left over, like old doors that are perfectly good and reusable,
right,
then you advertise in that.
Interesting. Habitat for Humanity has a program called Restore. Yeah. So you can take, for example, like an old set of cabinets out of your house that aren't going to be used anymore. You can take them to them and they'll repurpose them and send them to somebody else that can use them. Yeah,
they're not going to the landfill.
Yeah, exactly.
What was historic in your life shouldn't be going to the landfill. It should be being reused and shared. So we admire and respect your green building here.
We're trying. It's hard, but we try.
Maybe you can even say green restoration. You can add that to your logo and or remove the building part.
We're working right now over at the San Diego Air and Space Museum. Have you been there before?
For other purposes. Yeah. What are you doing there?
Well, our chapter is doing a program called GAP, Green Assistance Program.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're helping like different museums in the park to be a little bit greener. And so one of their mottos over at the museum is to restore rather than to replace.
Any electrical? You know, like solar on the roofs?
You know, their building is underneath the flight path, and for some reason they won't let them do that since they're underneath that flight path. I don't know why. Plus, it's an historic building, so they won't let you change the facade at all.
Well, what about wind? They're not going to allow a windmill on the campus. No.
No. Unfortunately, I don't think they're doing anything.
How about some air compressed utilities? It happens.
Some what kind of utilities?
Air compression. They're using that in cars. They get like 1,000 miles on a tube of air compression. You know, and the only output is air. So it's marvelous stuff. Look it up. They're making them, using them in India, but you know they're not allowed here. Can you? Okay, has something to do with the oil industry? I think.
Concerning this progressive way, get connected with Earth Day. We will learn to protect our air, water, and land, and produce sources of consumption.
Flush the TPP with forest-free toilet paper. That's a good idea. Everything comes down to trade. This is a very bad trade policy.
You want one?
Oh, I do. It's so complicated, I can hardly understand it.
Yeah.
And those Billingbird meetings are the ones that came up with this.
Well, you know, anything that does the, like NAFTA is going to offshore our jobs. You know, I mean, how much more can we take? You talking about Malaysia and they're some of the lowest paid people in the world. Vietnam,
But
Malaysia.
it's the environment too. They're not going to have much of a place to work when it's flooded and it's tsunami because
Yes.
we've done trade. We'd rather send a boat somewhere that's diesel powered and get the least expensively made and most expensive for the environment is the problem that they don't care about.
And I don't know, because it's saying here about exposing citizens to unsafe products because we have, like, even like getting grapes from Chile. You don't know what kind of pesticides,
Pesticides and herbicides,
yeah, herbicides
harmful.
they're using. We know here we have, certain rules, and they barely follow those. But I don't know.
That's why they go there, to avoid the EPA
Yeah.
rules.
Yeah.
And now they're attacking the EPA even with more ferocity than they were.
Well, they go right across the border for us. I mean, they just dump it anywhere.
DDT, our leftover DDT they took to
Yeah.
the. What went south? Our corn?
Our corn, that cheap corn.
And that's why it's full of Monsanto ready Roundup,
had the
because we have to grow so much of it.
Well, they had to poor farmers out there and then undercut them. So they didn't have no work, so they came up here to work.
That's
why
right.
all the migrants
We ruined their
system living.
small farms, and they had to go to the cities and work for terrible wages.
Yeah.
Or come up here.
Right.
How can we untwist this?
Not just accepting anything. Don't
So
be
we're
too
just
fast.
hanging on to stopping what we can stop, and then we'll untwist it.
About the minimum wage, on increasing the minimum wage here in San Diego.
With the electric union only, or
No, this would be for all workers. There would be about 200,000 workers who would benefit from having the minimum wage increase. So that will go back to
in manufacturing or fast foods or anywhere?
that's a really good question. It falls under minimum wage, so I don't know the answer to that question. But for sure, fast food workers. So we're supporting that.
So we'd like to get connected with I Brew Local 569. Did you want to give me a brief what you're doing here?
Yes, it'll tell you all the places in the county where you can go hiking and where there's a lot of open space and nature for you to enjoy yourself. It's the same, and it'll also give you the history of these places.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead of you. I apologize.
Oh, that's all right.
Anniversary of the Wilderness Act, which set aside huge tracts of land across the United States for conservation and for recreation. And we're helping to celebrate that by celebrating the special places in San Diego County and helping to get people more involved and informed about the Wilderness Act and what it does for everybody.
Beautiful.
Great event for kids, family, and people of all ages. Pony rides and climbing wall for kids, a lot of exhibits and discovery stations, and information booths. So, May 17th,
Bring the family out.
10 to 2.
So they'll come out to your house and give you an energy audit and show you how you could save on your bill and reduce the use of power and making more power facilities. Audit your home, work,
No, they come with
shopping center, apartment center, and reduce our use so we won't have to build more power facilities. Yes.
What we do is we do energy assessments, and you qualify for rebates up to $4,500 to make the homes more energy efficient. So we do the energy assessments, and then we'll provide you a report of where to do the improvements, and then that'll also qualify you for a portion of this $4,500. So that's how the program works. There's other matching programs that are also available through SDG&E, so we'll leverage those programs at the same time.
Oh.
Sort of depends on, the kind of property you have. If it was built before 1980, that was before any of the energy codes kicked in. So those tend to be less efficient, so they actually qualify for the higher end of the rebate.
So you can have a matching grant from SDG and E too? And
Well, there
you get
are other
free things?
rebates available from SDG&E, so that's what we try to point out here in the flyer, that sometimes there's other rebates available on insulation. So you can take advantage of all of the rebates that are available. We'll help you identify where those rebates are. We manage some of them, but some of them you'll have to